on the road for treason, get him on trial and hang is no good, but.
Well, that would certainly send a message. And for the Secret Service, that's not a threat because anybody can be convicted. The president's not above the law. And if you are convicted of treason or high treason, that is the penalty. I think that would turn him into a martyr. We should send him to an island like we did Napoleon.
Well, send him somewhere to jail would be best. And then hung. That's all I got. Don't quit.
I won't quit. I won't quit. Thank you. We can't quit. I mean, it's just, they're not going to stop, folks. They're not going to stop. I mean, we haven't attacked anybody. They're getting ready to blow stuff up and blame it on us. Don't attack them. Don't attack their minions. That helps them. Deprogram their minions. Crystal in Maryland, thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Hi, Alex. I had a quick question. I'm a federal employee, and I'm really concerned about retirements in this country, and I'm thinking about withdrawing my retirement because I feel like the government's about ready to collapse. And I wonder if you had any insight on that. And I read a while back that Monsanto was in control of all federal retirement plans. And if you had any more information about that.
Well, I know that federal retirement plans, a lot of them, they're not all invested in one place. I know Monsanto is involved in it. I know a bunch of other shady banks are. And they've already changed the laws bipartisanly in 2005 to, quote, protect your pensions. They've changed the laws where they can take part of them. And what they're going to do is take part of them in bites, kind of a bail-in to, quote, protect them. And so I am aware of that going on. And I was aware of Monsanto being involved in some of the management with some other companies. So, yes.
Okay. I wanted just to thank you for all the information that you're putting out for us. And I've been a long-time listener, and thank you for trying to wake up America.
Well, thank you, man. Please don't thank me, though, because it's like thanking somebody for bailing a life raft that's got a hole in it. I mean, we're all in this together. But thank you so much. God bless you. You know, you could say I've been radicalized. We're going to skip this network break and go to the bottom of the hour. You could say I've been radicalized by all the stuff they've done to me and by the things I've seen them do. They would say, you know, I have PTSD or something from seeing CPS take people's kids for no reason and seeing mothers cry in the court and being physically attacked and being put through the propaganda ringer. That's not PTSD. That is becoming hardened to the enemy and disliking them and having a normal dislike of them. Just like if I caught a rattlesnake in my house, I'm going to kill it. That's not some disorder that I have an instinct to want to kill it. It's the fact that I know what a bunch of nasty scum we're dealing with, and I realize it's only going to get worse. And I think about all the innocent people they're having their way with, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of them always winning. The average person has had their normal instincts to want to fight tyranny put into football, to where guys get so excited when their team wins and they're on cloud nine for a week when they win the Super Bowl, and they feel like they've accomplished something. I want to see the New World Order fall. I want to see a better future for humanity, not because I'm a good person. And I'm not saying I'm not a good person, but it's not about me, folks. You should instinctively hate tyranny. You should instinctively be disgusted by oppression. You should instinctively not like bullies. You should instinctively want to stand up against it. And that's not... I mean, again, I've seen people that stop at car wrecks or stop when somebody's choking, and everybody thanks them because they do the Heimlich maneuver or thanks them because they stop at a car wreck. What the hell do you expect me to do? I mean, I want you to help me when I'm in trouble. We've just become domesticated, folks. That's why we don't have our normal instincts. We need to get back to our normal instincts that the system wants to deprogram out of us. I guarantee you go to some Brazilian rainforest tribe and start trying to tell them what to do, they're going to try to kill you. You go to New Guinea and try to tell some tribe what to do, they're not going to go along with it. You go anywhere where there's, quote, free people, they're not going to be told what to do by you. We've been taught it's bizarre to not want to have your lives run by somebody else. If we had good people trying to run our lives, I'd be against it because it always turns bad. But we've already gotten to the bad phase here. And now it's getting downright nasty. I know I just keep repeating the same thing. Bad people are running the top. You can't fix it. The only way to reverse it is to arrest the establishment. And then you got to have trials. But they've all committed crimes, show out in the open. I don't care if they've had government boards sign off on torture and sign off on illegal spying, and they've got good reasons for it, blah, blah, blah. Bull. Bull. Let's go to your calls. Let's go to Marcus in Brazil was able to get back on. Then we'll go to Robert and Dan. Go ahead, Marcus in Brazil. You're on the air.
Hello, Alex. How
hey,
you
buddy.
doing, sir?
Good, man. Good to have you call.
First of all, I want to say you do a wonderful work, and I'm a big fan of your work.
Well, thank you for putting up with me.
Yeah, and people here, when I try to explain to them what's going on in the world, they call me crazy.
Of course they do, because they don't want to admit it's happening.
Yeah, and I was about to ask you, what do you think this war on Gaza, you think the U.S. government is supporting Israel, financing them to keep this war going on?
Yes, and they have a fake tit-for-tat going where Kerry will criticize Israel, and then Israel say, shut up, Obama, to make it look like it's a left-right versus deal. But it's even more sophisticated than that. You've got globalist interests trying to stir Gaza up. Israel blew up the Gaza Strip's power plant today, which is a war crime when you're fighting asymmetrical warfare. And I was against our government bombing Belgrade and Serbia and blowing up their power plant. And I am against Israel bombing power plants because that's what supplies men, women, and children with heating and cooling and the hospitals. And it's against the Geneva Convention. But Israel is not a signatory to that or the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Act. They're not a signatory to any of it. And that's their business. I don't think sovereign countries should have to sign on to stuff. But it is a war crime to bomb a power plant. Unless the power plant is delivering power directly to an official munitions facility. Now, again, notice Obama is shutting off our power plants with carbon taxes and with regulations, which is an act of war as well. And it's beyond an act of war. It is a crime against humanity. So, I mean, what do you do about Gaza? I understand it's tribal warfare. It doesn't look good to have tanks, running over people that are throwing rocks. I always support, the underdog. But at the same time, my issue is... Well, I've already told people my issue with Gaza. I'm concerned about the 1,000 civilians killed. It sticks in my gut what's going on. But at the same time, no one wants to talk about hundreds of thousands killed by ISIS or by Al-Qaeda that our own government's backing. So you see, it's like I don't automatically obsess on the thing they want me to obsess on. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about Gaza?
Well, I think it's the question that I was asking. I think the U.S. government is behind us.
Oh, I agree with you. Absolutely. Yeah.
They're doing this to blame the people from Gaza, the Palestinians.
Oh, you think they're launching false flags?
Yeah.
There have been instances of Israel caught in fake terror attacks before. That's come out in UPI, AP, and Reuters, Jerusalem Post, and Haaretz. So if you've been caught doing it before, you could be a suspect. The problem is the head of Hamas says we will not coexist with Israel and admits they're shooting the rockets. So then there's the issue of who's funding Hamas. And it is true, the same globalists that we talk about are in there funding Hamas. So then the question is, why would Hamas fire rockets, giving Israel the pretext to destroy the infrastructure of the Gaza Strip?
Yeah, I think that.
All right. Well, I appreciate your call from down there in Brazil. That's one of the few games I watched of World Cup because I was at a friend's house that happened to be on. that's when I remarked, it was like, I like having golf on in the background, even though I don't play a lot of golf. Grew up playing golf, but never have time to. And just like, I kind of like the sound of the field and the birds tweeting, and the announcer only talks a little bit, and then the whack of the ball, it doesn't dominate. It's just something on in the background, almost like elevator music that you occasionally look at. I can watch baseball that way too. I like baseball, folks. I just never watch it anymore because I got more serious stuff to do. Because it's like you don't really pay attention to baseball. It just kind of, oh, now a pitcher gets up, or this hitter you want to see gets up. It doesn't dominate your attention. Like a good place to have a business meeting is a baseball game. But I won't go to them because I'm not going to have my genitals grabbed. That's my protest. And again, it isn't my God. Now, football's different because you watch it pretty much the whole time, and the dancing robots and the obnoxiousness and then the pro-Obama statements. I mean, I just cannot watch NFL football. I just cannot do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and talk to Robert in Alabama. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. It's nice to talk to you for the first time. Well, I got an email last night, and I get them from, called Town Hall Spotlight. And basically the topic is 36 U.S. cities and 20 states dump the dollar. And if you click on it, Warren Buffett's name is in it, and saying people should fear paper money. And then they go on to a video where it says basically people are switching to Edison's Renegade currency. I didn't know if you've heard that or if it's even important.
I'll look it up, but I know Buffett's been betting against the stock market and against the dollar now, and so is that perennial demon Soros. And again, what a group of crooks. That's all I can say. I mean, Warren Buffett, don't get me started. #1 beneficiary of the bailout. Pays almost no taxes, helped write the laws in the 90s to do that. Then gets up on TV and goes, I pay almost no tax. My secretary pays more. Raise them on me. And then the bill that he supports doesn't raise them on him. It raises it on the middle class and poor people because he wants that money and bailout money to himself. But he acts like a nice old man. And so people go, well, he's a nice old man. And it's just total camouflage. I'll look into it, Robert. I appreciate your call. Dan in New Mexico, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. Couple things. Yes, we should impeach. We should impeach Obama, and the whole thing will begin to unravel after that. So I'm definitely in support of impeachment right now, regardless of the political consequences. If somebody just stands up for the truth in what we call our government, they're going to be lauded as heroes, and that's what they don't understand, unfortunately. Second thing about the border situation, and I want to credit Chris Ann Hall to helping me come to this realization about how precious liberty really is, and the whole history of the Bill of Rights going back 700 years, and
Magna Carta
had to go through, and the Great Remonstration, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh yeah, I mean, people think that 1776 was an anti-British thing. No, it wasn't. It was a continuation of the rebellions that had gone on for hundreds of years in England and Scotland and Ireland, and so that's why I gave a speech there outside London to 4,000 people almost, and they were chanting 1776. A bunch of Brits, because they got it and they understood it in the speech. And that's powerful, folks. I said 1776 belongs to you. And then they had Oxford, and what's the other big one? Cambridge have asked me both to come speak. I'm not bragging. I just haven't had time to do it. But I need to set up that British trip because I like that. And I tell you, they're ready for freedom over there, folks. And they like the fact that I bypass all that propaganda. But, Dan, very, very interesting. Anything else?
I would highly recommend that you get Chris Ann Hall on the show. She was the attorney in Florida who lost her job in 2009 because she refused to kowtow to her boss who told her to stop or lose her job. And since that time, she's been on a mission. She travels 265 days.
We'll look into getting her on. Hey, great job to the crew. That was 3.5 hours of radio. Nightly News tonight, 7 o'clock. prisonplanet.tv. God bless you all. We'll see you back tomorrow, Lord willing.
We're on the march.